And Hugo, yeah, obviously very, very sad for me that he's left, because obviously, like you said, I brought him here and he had an absolutely fantastic season for us, and everybody fell in love with him from the first minute that he arrived in the country, and great leadership, both on and off the field. His camaraderie with the team was always high. So to lose him is a tough situation.
Off the Pitch is back this Monday evening. Welcome. My name is Malo Ramoshaba. This is Off the Pitch Sports Show. I hope you had an absolutely fantastic sporting weekend. Man, so much has happened. And do not forget, Manchester United versus Liverpool coming up later tonight. But get in touch with us. Who knows? Maybe you want to be sitting on the couch, joining us on Off the Pitch, talking about all things sports. That is Off the Pitch, media5@gmail.com, and our YouTube channel, Off the Pitch. Support us. Let's get involved. But I'm not alone in studio tonight. The man is back. I don't know where he's been, but Diane, Mabasa, how you doing, my brother?
No, thanks, brother. I'm happy to be back, man.
How are things?
Yeah, no, very well.
Good weekend?
Still
Good sporting weekend?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Enjoying the football.
Definitely.
Started with Swallows versus Amazulu.
Yeah.
5 goals in the PSL.
100%.
Yeah, it's some dream.
We'll get into that. Diane, let's start. Today I'm particularly wearing the Cape Town City top from last season, and the reason why I wanted to bring in this discussion with regards to sponsorship, with regards to Cape Town City. Here was the Sports Pesa particular deal. Now it's F&B. with the new shirt, the new logo. Yeah. What are your thoughts around that, and where are we with regards to the deal? Because there was a lot of controversy around that.
Yeah, no, I've seen and been following it from day one. It's difficult to accept that the Cape Town City are in with a bit of a problem. For me, simply because there are clubs that their sponsorship is sort of in conflict with what the league has in store. So why Cape Town City? They've got a good sponsorship, from F&B. Now they have this problem, facing the league. They didn't get pre-approval. Apparently, they did it the other way around. Got the deal done, and then afterwards, that's when they actually went to the PSL to say we seek approval for this.
John Committee is quite a shrewd businessman. Last season, the amount of sponsors that he's been able to get, and it seems like he's saying, look, you guys might be having your own personal sponsors as PSL. Obviously they do have, but he's just going out there aggressively into the market.
Absolutely.
And we need these brands to support local football.
Absolutely. And the club image, that is Cape Town City, it's a clean image, if I may put it that way. In a sense that, the club appeals to sponsors. That's why even when SportPesa are not part of it anymore, it's only a matter of time before they get a title sponsor, which is impressive for a club, that was started 6 years ago, So, that's exactly what we want to see with the league. For other clubs that don't have sponsors, to learn from the likes of John Committees and his team, to say, this is how you brand your club, position your club this way, so sponsors can actually see value in your club.
In your opinion, Diane, maybe for the viewers here, is this the PSL trying to hog the market of sponsors for themselves and maybe the top 2 or 3 teams, and not just having an open playing field to say, look guys, go out there, get your sponsors? There is a conflict potentially with some brands. Obviously they had ABSA some time back as a sponsor. They obviously had Nedbank. So in a bank like F&B coming in, potentially it does cause a conflict. But at what point? The rules keep changing.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it's more to do with the executive wanting to show its power. To say, yes, you can do this, but you have to come to us first. For me, it's a bit discouraging for the clubs as well, because on the other hand, you have clubs that are sponsored by companies that are sort of in conflict with what the league has already. You know what I'm saying?
And there's only so many brands that can sponsor
Exactly.
at that level. Of
Look at
sponsorship.
Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. They have Vodacom, right? But you have the MTN play.
Exactly.
So isn't that a conflict on its own?
100%.
It is.
100%, yeah.
The same with the Cape Town City. You have FNB. Now you're telling me you have a Nedbank Cup. You know what I'm saying? So is that conflict when it's not conflict on the other side? You know what I'm saying?
Dynamics,
so I hope
constantly.
the only issue is the approval element to it. You know, that Cape Town City didn't seek approval. I hope that's the only issue.
100%. But stay tuned. I mean, look at Diane's social media pages with the breaking news with regards to the FNB case and Cape Town City deal. Diane, quickly, Pito Mosimane, pro license, what does that mean for him? I mean, great success that Pito Mosimane has had, and now he can coach anywhere in the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I hope it's encouraging for other South African coaches as well to go out and get their papers in order. You know, what I've noticed from the so-called legends in this country, sometimes they just want things to themselves on the plate, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you just want to be recognized as Malo, a former Kaizer Chiefs player. Therefore,
why
I
you
must
bringing
have
my
a
name
job.
into it?
No, I thought you played for Chiefs. But
Sure.
no, I mean,
Sure.
you know, I've seen a lot of, you know, coaches, former players who want to coach, but they actually, you know, they didn't do the foundation, so to speak. You know, where you find a guy, I played football, I must coach this club. You know,
It's not automatic.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, look at examples like Coach Pito. Coach Pito started right at the bottom. You know, right on the ground in Soweto, coaching his boys, recommending players to SuperSport United.
Worked
Those guys were
himself
saying,
up.
you know what, hang on, who's this guy? You know, and they said, you know, let's pay a bit of attention. He's bringing players to us, and then hired him as sort of a scout, and then the next thing you know, he's an assistant coach at the club, keeps going,
And so on and so forth.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the others want to start right on top, and when they fall, they never come back.
Tiani, quickly, one or two words, where should Pito go next? What is the trajectory looking like? Europe calling, what do you think?
I think Europe, they have no respect for us, to be honest. I don't think he's going to get a job that side, but I think North Africa for him. You know, unfortunately, Wydad Casablanca just got a coach, but I thought that was going to be perfect for him. So I think North Africa, they can afford him.
North Africa can afford him. Those are the words of Tiani Wakamabasa. So Europe, they don't want us. I don't know. That's what the man has to say. But join us for the second half where we'll be talking all things transfers, still with Tiani Mabasa. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Off the Pitch Sports Show. And man, time goes so quickly here. Having so much fun discussing all things sports and all things football with the resident analyst, Tiani Mabasa. But Tiani, transfers. I think we've got, a month to go until the transfer deadline day. I mean, let's have a look at it. Bongani Zungu was unveiled at the 4-0 whipping of Kaizer Chiefs last week. I mean, what do you make of him coming back to South African football?
Firstly, Malo, credit to Sundowns. Credit in a sense that they unveiled, it was a different unveiling, you know. We have not seen that in South African football. You know, people just maybe take pictures behind, you know, the wall banners and then boom, you know, be a bit creative, you know. What I would have liked to see maybe was for him in full Sundowns
I
kit.
see.
You
Not
know what I'm
wearing
saying?
casual,
Not some casual
Saturday
stuff.
afternoon
You know what I
clothing.
mean? Yeah. Yeah, so maybe they'll learn a thing or two from, if they watch our show, you know, going forward. But Bongani, the reality is that there's one club that can afford him without breaking the bank, and that is Mamelodi Sundowns. So
What does he bring to the team now? I mean, you would look at it and say they've got a backup in every position, they've got quality in every position. Who's now going to have to be sitting on the bench? I mean, there's a lot of players that might look at this and say they'll be a bit disgruntled because now he's having to play. He's wearing number 8 from Kekana, but how does he fit into the lineup?
It brings confusion to the technical team.
Yeah, he brings confusion. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how many central midfielders have I got?
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
They have to play 3-5-2 or
Like,
change the formation.
Even
up.
if you do that, even if you play 3-5-2, there's Jali, there's Mbule, there's Mukwena, there's the
But you
new,
can't
the
sign a
new
player of
boy,
this quality and not play him.
Alende. Sundowns can do that. Sundowns look at the situation now. They sign foreign players. Meanwhile, they can accommodate the other quality foreigners in their ranks. You know what I'm saying? I just hope Sundowns don't go back to the Sundowns of old. You know the Sundowns of old before Coach Pizza.
Yes.
Before 2012.
Buying players.
You
to
just
weaken
buy
other
players
teams.
for the sake of it. You know, you end up bringing confusion to the club. And you know, when a star player like Bongani is not going to be in the team, you know,
There's going to be drama. 100%. Bonfilis, Kaizer Chiefs, let's move on to other signings.
I hope he's going to prove us wrong, you know,
Yeah.
based on what I've seen on YouTube. I'm not convinced.
Give the viewers some insights on his position, his attributes, what are Chiefs looking for that potentially he could fulfill.
They're looking for a target man,
Yeah.
but he comes across as someone who doesn't like staying in the box, and they're looking for exactly that. But on the flip side, then you have this player who wants to be on the wing. Yes, he can be in the box and he can finish there and there, you know. But hopefully he can prove us wrong, Malo, because his stats don't make for good reading to begin with.
But I thought Wiley wanted to play more ball on the ground, corporate football, not target man approach, long balls.
I think that can work. But I still believe they need one more striker. You can't be in a situation where you have a false nine, Dupree, and then when Dupree is injured, then you have no one at Loftus, you know. And
Judas Musiamedi, perhaps. I mean,
that type
what
of
is
player.
he? Yeah.
No, yes, he can score goals, no doubt. But I don't see him as a Chiefs player, to be honest. And he's fine at so-called small clubs where there's no that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
You know. So for me, it won't work.
Other teams, other transfers, Orlando Pirates have done a little bit of business. Any incomings or outgoings there?
Yeah, Pirates are quiet, you know, and but sometimes Pirates move in the dark. So when they come out and shoot, you don't see.
That's why they're the ghosts.
And
so still some business potential.
You know, Dr. Ivan, because I enjoys that, you know. Yeah. He enjoys this thing that, you know,
you mustn't see him moving.
Exactly. He enjoys that.
Supersport United or some other teams likely to make some moves? I mean, Ronald
Supersport
Williams
United,
out.
you know, they have problems. They've lost quite a lot of players.
Yeah, we were chatting to Coltrane last week.
Yeah, man, they've lost a lot of players.
Not a good start to the season as well.
Sipombule, Tebo Mukwena, Ronald Williams, Aubrey Mudiva. You have a skeleton of a team, so to speak, you know. So you have, they have to be very careful. And I had a discussion with one of my friends yesterday. He said, hey, Gavin is not doing well anymore. I said, hi. Analyze properly. You know?
Okay.
You can't bring Gavin to a team like that and you've got rid of a whole lot of good players and then expect things just to continue like 100%. Normal. No, it doesn't work like that. It's
a team that's top of the log, but it sounded when I was speaking to you off air that you're not convinced. That's Amazulu.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 points at the moment. They won on Friday, 3-2 in that particular game, but it doesn't seem like you're convinced with what's happening.
No, they have good players, but sometimes the approach, you know, is one that says we can settle for a draw, you know. But it was good to see them win against Swallows, right? Dying moments to come out and say, we want those 3 points. If they can continue to play like that, they can do very well because the reality is they've signed very good players. They're one of the strongest players in the league, in my opinion, you know. And obviously the pressure is on Coach Brendan Truta to say, get rid of the draws, give us the points and put us in a good position.
You say it like it's so easy. Yeah. Get rid of the draws, Tiane Mabasa. Lastly, Royal AM. I mean, incomings, outgoings there. I mean, good start. Yes, they lost to Orlando Pirates, but still a quality team.
Yeah, no, quality team. They're pretty much done in the transfer space, but they still have to introduce the Ghanaian Godfred Nyako. They haven't said anything about him, but he's signed. You know, when I've never seen him play. But when I get word from some of the players at the club, they say, yo, you can run, you know, very, very fast. One of the fastest players that you see in the league. And I'm like,
but we know that it's not just all about speed.
Yeah, no,
you need to have the guile.
He's got everything, yeah? Control, shooting, everything. So he's got the speed, he's got everything as well. So bring him on. You know, the other thing we must mention before we go, you know, the quality of the foreign signings, it's become so much better. let's give credit to the PSL teams. I used to hate it so much because you bring in someone who I can see is not even better than someone who doesn't even play football in this country.
100%.
Yeah.
So now you're saying that
Quite
the
disappointing.
foreign players are actually maybe doing better
Yeah,
than
no,
even the
it's
South
much
African
better,
players.
Absolutely. De Jong at the Royal AM, Sundowns, you've got other, I don't even have to mention.
So are the
Sundowns,
scouting departments at these clubs starting to realize that the pool in South African football, there's just not enough? I mean, they should be. So they're starting to go abroad.
Yeah, but the good thing is that they realize that if whoever they bring here must be better than what we have. Otherwise, it doesn't serve any purpose.
So there's money in the game.
Oh, there is.
From a South
absolutely.
African football.
Yeah, sometimes they just say, we don't know, there's no money, but people are always like that, People are always complaining.
100%.
Yeah,
Diane,
but-
it's been absolutely brilliant. Weekend, are you going to be this coming week? I mean, what's your plan for the rest of the week with regards to transfers? Are you going to be at the PSL, the house, covering some stories?
Yeah, I've always, since I started covering football, I've always been a bother of journalists. The bother, the supporter.
Yes, 100%.
Want to be everywhere.
100%.
I want to be like that, attending football, so-called small games that you don't go to. I want to be there.
So you must come with your cabbage and your underwear next week so we can laugh at you
never.
there.
That's the day I die.
Diane, Mabasa, absolutely brilliant having you on the show. But stay tuned for the third segment where we'll be discussing the big game coming up tonight. That is Liverpool versus Manchester United. Stay tuned. Segment 3, we are back. You're still here. And thank you for continuing with us here on Off the Pitch Sports Show. Segment 1 and 2 was with Tiani Wakamabasa, our resident analyst from Unplayable. So follow him on all of his social media pages. But on the show, we also like to give an opportunity to youngsters, especially when it comes to European football. We've got my brother Sam in the house. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, in yourself, Mullah?
You had a good weekend?
Awesome. Just watching some sports with the
100%.
family and some friends.
I see you wearing Roma. I mean,
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho off to quite a good start. I
No,
mean, he
he
recently
is.
signed some good players. Wijnaldum,
Paulo
there, I mean,
Dybala, one of them.
100%. I mean, are you looking forward to seeing what Mourinho can do with them?
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Obviously won the Europa last season. Was quite a
Exactly.
big thing for Mourinho. It seems that Mourinho has found his groove back again. I mean, this
He's
Roma
a
side,
competition giant. You can't stop him in competition.
he's added so much quality to the side. Looking for, I mean, with Tammy Abraham there, it's looking like it's going to be a great season for him. But let's get into it. I mean, I want to talk about, from an EPL point of view, some of the marquee signings. I know you're a massive Manchester City fan.
Yeah.
Haaland for you. What does he bring to the team? How different is he from Aguero and the season? I mean, is he likely to get 25 goals or is that a bit too much at this point?
I say past 25.
Jeez, okay.
He brings a lot of energy into the team, constantly running and also motivating and lifting the forward line. He just holds it down. He's just such a big guy, brings such a big presence.
Are you not afraid that, the Sterling being gone, Jesus to Arsenal, that you're still lacking maybe another additional attacking player to just help him in those areas?
I believe the Alvarez transfer recuperates for Sterling.
Sterling lost.
Sterling
Yeah.
lost. Other than that, Jesus did give his all at the end of the season to try and stay, but he's doing so much better at Arsenal. It's good for his career,
Let's talk about that. I mean, you're talking about Arsenal. I mean, they've obviously done, quite well so far. It's still early days. Arsenal fans shouldn't get too excited, but where do you see them finishing? Jesus, how many goals do you potentially...
Top 4.
Top 4.
Martinelli holding down that left wing. The team just looks so much more motivated, coming off the bad loss of the top 4 last season. I feel like they just have the drive for it now.
Who else for you is in the top 4? So I'm assuming Manchester City. You've already mentioned Arsenal. I mean, there's 2 spaces available. Where are you seeing those going?
Tottenham and Chelsea, I
Tottenham and
feel.
Chelsea,
They
okay.
seem a bit more in the game. They have a good mindset. Other than that, everyone else is just competing for that top 8.
Competing for the top 8. But you mentioned Chelsea, and let's touch on it. I mean, from a striking point of view, they still don't have that number 9, that goal threat, that prolific. I mean, I don't see Kai Havertz getting 20, 30 goals. I don't see that from Sterling as well. I mean, where do you see the goals coming from?
That's a tough one, eh? Obviously, they're utilizing their wing backs a lot. Now trying to bringing in that Cucurella signing.
Yes,
and
left
also
back.
the right back, Reece James, is fit. and he just scored 2 weeks back.
100%.
So it's a big team contribution.
Aubameyang potentially, I'm hearing Zaha might be an option. I mean, are those the type of names that Chelsea should be looking at?
They just need a finisher.
Yeah.
They just need a finisher. And I saw that Aubameyang hint, and I feel like it's the right thing to do just to keep them solid at the moment.
Tottenham for you, good team, made some excellent signings, brilliant manager. I mean, we saw him and Tuchel fighting on the side. I don't know. What was your take on that incident with him and Conte on the side? Not something you want to see in football, but I think they both said that, look, football is a passionate game and these things do happen.
True. I think I was siding with Tuchel during that whole debate, because it didn't seem like the goals were fair. There was a lot of aggression and fouls, in my opinion, leading up to those goals, and I can agree with Tuchel. Maybe I can give the first goal to Tottenham, but the second one...
So overall, you thought in that game, 2-2, fair result?
No. Tottenham needed that win. Chelsea needed that win.
But Sam, let's get into it. Big game in what? 5-10 minutes, Manchester United versus Liverpool. Casemiro now have joined them in that heart of midfield where Manchester United was struggling. How do you see the game, lineups, formations? Give it to me.
Manchester United is washed. They're a dusted side as it stands.
For us who are not youngsters, washed in football, what does that mean?
Okay, I can say that the Casemiro signing is a good way to help uplift the team. Varane I never saw to be a good signing for them because he stood under Sergio Ramos quite a lot. He was a follower more than
a leader. So he needs that experienced player.
He needs an experienced player to help guide him. And when he does follow, he follows like a real machine. Looking at Casemiro again, I think for him it's just an opportunity for change, and also to try and uplift and build a name in that Man U side. Because if they win like the Euro competition, that's a good way to like bring up your name even more. To say
but
that
you still think Man U need more in the side. I mean, the Ronaldo issue for you. I mean, what do you think? I mean, here's a guy that's done so much for the club. He's growing with age, but potentially he needs to maybe go to a club that doesn't have Champions League football. I mean, you're wearing the Roma shirt. Why doesn't Mourinho call him back and let him do something?
True. I think he's showing too much emotion and especially disrespect from the outside perspective. We never know what's happening in the dressing room. But I feel like he's asking for too much. He left Juventus, came straight to Man U, like this is my dream club to finish at. So finish it, or at least finish your contract,
Liverpool for you, I mean, the other side in this particular game, I mean, how do you think they're going to do? Mo Salah firing, Nunez getting a red card 2 weeks ago. I mean, not the best start for Liverpool, but how do you see
the Sadio Mane loss is quite big. I was seeing on Twitter, a lot of people were saying that Sadio Mane was actually carrying the team and not Mo Salah.
It looks like it.
And you can see that they miss his presence. Diaz is doing very well though for himself.
Brilliant.
I can expect for him to score, definitely. Other than that, they're going to pick themselves up. It's Liverpool at the end of the day. They have that heart with them. They would have lost their past 2 games had they not had the heart and the drive. I still feel like early days, they will pick up.
Early days, that is from Sam, our resident youngster, the man with the Twitter streets and knowing what's happening on social media. But before I let you go, give me a quick prediction and potentially who's going to score. The game is in just 5 minutes.
I say 2 goals to Salah, Diaz 1. I'm expecting like a 4-0 finish there.
4-0, so you think Man United are out of the water?
They're out of it.
Blown out of the water completely. Absolutely brilliant. Sam, it's been absolutely amazing having you on the show, and keep in touch. I mean, you know what's happening from a social media point of view. The youngsters, that's what we want to do on Off the Pitch. Get people involved in the show. But like I said, get in touch with us on our YouTube channel. Look at all the past episodes and feel the flavor, feel the excitement on what we're doing. My name is Malo Ramoshaba. We'll be back same time next week. We out.